Hello to all you geeks and degenerates out there, and welcome back. And I'm hosting again, yay! And today, as always, Enza's joining me. To be honest, I feel like we're the only ones coming in on this one.
Okay, no, it's fine.
I'm kidding. Everybody's busy with their own lives, and we got this.
And we're shooting this between Christmas and New Year, so yeah.
Everybody's busy. Everybody's busy, except for us, adult lives. But anyway, today is a pretty special day for us because we are talking about a Filipino film that kind of moved me and Enzo to lean towards Filipino films in general. Before General Luna, before we even tried General Luna, before we tried Goyo, we got BuyBust.
Yeah.
And it is a 2017 film
2018.
starring
2018.
Oh, sorry, 2018 Filipino film starring Ann Curtis and what was the name of that? Brandon Vera. Yeah. This very famous UFC fighter who is, surprisingly enough, Filipino, and it's a story about how look, it's very close to home because Togo's just like maybe an hour away from us. It's a story about a group of this squad from PDEA or PDEA, who goes in and does a drug bust with the information that they've gotten from their pretty much inside man, played by Alex Calleja, if I'm pronouncing that right. Yes. And I gotta say, what were your? I gotta ask, what were your thoughts going into this movie?
Like, I just saw a TV spot on it on YouTube, and like at the time, Daredevil season 3 was coming out, and I was like, you know what, I'm in the mood for some gritty action, and it stars Ann Curtis. Interesting. I'll check it out.
Yeah, like for me when I heard like Ann Curtis is in it.
Yeah.
Well, if anybody across the pond doesn't know who Ann Curtis is, she is a model / actress that mostly leans towards the rom-com side of Pinoy cinema.
Yeah.
We never see her in something like this.
Yeah.
Where it's nitty gritty, and to be honest, I didn't think it would be this realistic. Okay, I got a couple of complaints with this movie, but it does get a little realistic.
Yeah.
But yeah, we start off with somewhat of an interrogation. I didn't like the scene that much. Not because, oh, it's so disturbing, like Zero Dark 30 shit. No, it was lackluster.
Yeah.
Because we got the guy from Smaller and Smaller Circles, the guy who played the priest, I forgot his name. But
Juan Camino?
Yeah. He plays one of, like, the chief in, like, this precinct.
Yeah.
And they're interrogating this guy, and they're doing this whole good cop, bad cop thing, but I don't really see them hit him. They just kind of like do this.
Oh,
like,
yeah. To be fair, you see like the after effect of them punching him because he's already bleeding from the mouth.
Yeah, he's already bleeding, but I just wish they kind of just whacked him one more time to see the intensity, because all we see them do is just put his head aside, and then he drinks water, and then all that blood comes out. So when this whole fucking movie has like legit stabbing, like prison shanking shit, you can't just punch the guy on screen. But anyway, I didn't really like this first scene, but then we move on to our introduction to this PDEA team, which has Ann Curtis playing as Nina Manigan? Yeah. And Brendan Vera as Rico Yatko. And I would say everybody did their job pretty well. Like, you see Ann Curtis actually doing CQB training. Like if that was like their advertisement for this, that Ann Curtis did do military training for this.
Yeah.
And I appreciate it a lot.
She also did most of her stunts here.
Yeah. No, they didn't cut away. Like, you see her face kicking some person's ass. Look, this is a gender equal movie. Nobody's escaping. Everybody's getting capped.
Yeah, nobody's not eating lead or knives. You're like,
yeah, like getting slit in the throat or something like that. Yeah, but we see them do the exercise where they go through the corners, they shoot like targets, and it's very real. Very, I don't know. I'm not a policeman. This looks real. Like they're doing the whole zipline thing. They're doing the scouts recon training.
Yeah.
It's very.
Manigan has a pass because her old squad was massacred at some point, some time ago. And she was drafted into this one. She's not really a team player at first.
Yeah, like she likes to lone wolf it, take up, pretty much take everything on her shoulders, so the team doesn't die. Like she doesn't want that shit happening again. Do we also get like this kind of rookie cop called Gelo?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much tenses up and everything. And this is where we see her pretty much doing the whole lone wolf shit.
Yeah.
Which I like. Minigan is a woman of few words.
Yeah.
She doesn't like to talk, and I like that. She's very serious. She's very dead set on the goal, and she follows orders sometimes. But of course, their team captain, Bernie Laxon,
Yeah.
pretty much isn't having any of that shit.
Yeah. Because you need to be a team player. What the fuck are you doing?
Exactly. And then, I don't know if it's allowed. Well, actually walks out of the room where she was like, sometimes people die when they take orders. And then she just walks off and he pulls out like somebody else's gun and shoots her in the back and is like, that will happen to you. I was like, is that allowed?
Alright?
Is live rounds usually used in exercises like this? I don't know.
As punishment? Like, seems a bit harsh.
Not really punishment. It was more of like a lesson to Manigan, like, hey, if you're not a team player, people will just leave you for dead or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's going through the photos of her like past squad that got wiped out. You see a name called Judas with 2 question marks. At first I thought it was like, are they calling her Judas or is this a suspect?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, the next day they get a debriefing where, hey, we finally got a lead on this guy named Biggie Chan.
Yeah.
Biggie Chen.
Yeah.
This guy called Biggie Chen, which is a pretty high up there drug lord.
Yeah.
Or drug lord. I'm not sure.
I would say middleman. I don't think he's bad.
Yeah, because there's somebody like Biggie Chan does mention that there is somebody above us.
Yeah, he's not
like I'm just okay.
He's not what Pablo Escobar is in his organization. Biggie Chan is like the middle guy.
Look, yeah, like in whatever we got from Narcos, where it's very like stylized, where Pablo Escobar could just walk around, just toss drugs to wherever he wants and gets money for it. I like how this is very realistic to the point where this is in the. No offense to anybody who lives in this area in Tondo, but it is a ghetto area. That's just stating facts.
Yeah.
And a lot of things happen there. I'm not gonna lie, these are very real things. To anybody across the pond, if you're very afraid to visit the Philippines, don't be. Because there are a lot of places like this in other places around the world. I'm not helping. But
no, it's like you just need to know where to travel. Like any country has that one spot where they're like, tourists shouldn't go here, and if they do, they need a guide, a bodyguard. Places like, say, even Pakistan or Mexico, where you have to walk around with someone to guide you and to guard you. Yeah, don't go to places that are shaded and definitely not made for tourists.
Yeah, that's true. Which is oddly enough, when they're at like that park place with a fountain, there's a huge amount of like Chinese tourists that comes out. I was like, tourists are around Tondo.
No, that wasn't in Tondo. That you know that part in Manila where Aristocrat is.
Oh,
yeah,
that's what it was.
Yeah,
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, and like they're there to lure Biggie Chan out with Tayban. Is that the
Tayban? Like they
name?
use him. Alex Calleja.
Yeah.
They use Tayban as pretty much bait. Like, we meet here, we do the bus here. But Biggie Chan kind of smells something fishy.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Maybe some informant told them. Or somebody on the inside pretty much told them that, hey, it's a drug bust. You're going to get ambushed by a couple of cops within this area. So he changes the location to said location Tondo. And this is where the plan kind of goes awry. Where they're like, I'm glad they prepared.
Yeah.
They got like the whole right. At first, it was just undercover cop shit where they had the pistols and that's it. Now they put it on the vest and like the rifles and they going into the ghetto. If this plot sounds familiar, I cannot deny they took a lot of influence from the raid.
Yeah, which in turn took a lot of influence from Judge Dredd.
Yes.
Sorry, Dredd. The
Yeah.
top version.
Yeah, and I will say I'm a little bit disappointed that they did this, but at the same time, I was a little bit turned off at the start. But as you go through it has its unique style.
Yeah.
You know, it is the same plot where go in, get the drug guy, plan goes awry.
Yeah.
And now instead of just getting the guy, we have to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I do like when they're sneaking around Tondo, like it just the sounds and the other voice actors just making people know that this is the Philippines, and if you are in this neighborhood, you'll hear people be like, "Mom, I need money for my school project. You smell like booze, husband. How could you?"
Yeah, or like, oh, you're flirting with that person.
Yeah.
Don't you know it's a guy? And I was like, and like, oh, I'm not being offensive here. It is actual dialogue in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like you see like local karaoke bars, like nothing too fancy, of
Yeah.
course, because it is.
And you hear the national music of the Philippines,
yeah.
Piduts. And I'm like, shit. They do make the environment feel claustrophobic.
Yeah, though it is kind of, it does drag down when like they're staking out, what's his name, Chunky's.
Devan?
Yeah, Chunky's hideout.
Oh, Chunky. Yeah.
And they're just listening in. You're like, I wish this went a bit faster.
And there's like this kid that like they kind of take,
Yeah.
bites one of their hands and just runs away. I really thought this kid would just snitch on them.
Yeah.
But he didn't. Like again, like the raid where they're like, "Don't move." Kid runs.
Another kid
says
gets shot in the head.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't happen. But it is well put together, and then when they're like, it's an ambush, you're like, oh, that's how we're doing this. There's no like big reveal, like, oh shit, they're watching us.
There is none. It is very abrupt. Once Devan got,
Yeah.
like, oh, they're pretty much up to you.
Yeah, and
Or
like,
up to him.
like, Biggitron knows, like, I know you have guests outside. Why don't you bring them in? And they're like, oh shit, we've been made.
Yeah. And once they start announcing, and you see Manok or Kaki, as they say in the fucking subtitles, he pretty much knows that they're in the bush.
Yeah.
They start ringing the alarm. No matter where you watch it, that shit is unnerving. Them running through the Escanita, well, yeah, in translation, alleyways. But in other countries, alleyways are a little bit wider than this.
Yeah.
It's they're pretty much going into a maze of houses
Yeah.
while these people are like sounding the alarms, and that shit's so unnerving, and I love it.
Yeah.
Now you know that they're like deep in the shit. They fucked up.
Also, before the big alarm sounds, you like see a funeral of a kid. You're like, I wonder what happened to that kid.
Oh yeah, they do a little bit of like environmental storytelling.
Yeah.
There's a funeral happening, and then once they got found out, everybody started like. You've seen World War Z, right? You see how they go through corners as a crowd?
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was happening here. That shit was freaky, and one of them gets like taken.
Yeah.
Like one of them just opens the door and just grabs him. Like 10 other arms just grab this one teammate that they got.
Yeah. And then he gets
The
beaten.
one that wears shades at night for some reason.
And then he gets beaten to shit by Chunky with his baton. You're like, this is a brutal movie. Jesus Christ.
It is. It is. Did they really film in like Tondo, like in an area in Tondo, or was it a set? I'm not
That
sure.
I didn't do research on. I'm not too sure. From the behind the scenes, I think it is a set piece of Tondo that they filmed in.
Okay, because again, it's just It's just nasty. It's just nasty to see, like, when they're on the floor, I'm like, ew. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's just, yeah, when you're on the floor, it's gross.
Yeah.
I'm gonna admit it, the Philippines is kind of gross in some areas. Even here, where I live, it's gross. I don't want to lie down on the fucking floor for a movie.
I like the fact that it doesn't take, like one blow to the head to kill the guy. It takes like multiple blows. You're like, Jesus
And then
Christ.
they hear it. Like,
Yeah.
they hear Chonky pretty much beating the shit out of the team.
Yeah.
And I'm like, shit. And they get a random bystander who was part of the funeral that we saw earlier on.
Yeah.
And they shoot him just to get them out.
Yeah.
But they find out that, like, hey, they ran away. But now they have two problems. One from Chonky and the other one from Solomon.
Yeah, because
Which is
Solomon,
like-
they keep
Yeah.
getting caught, get caught in the crossfire, which is commentary on, our situation of the drug war.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it's police versus druggies. But this is legit commentary where sometimes we are getting caught in the middle
Yeah.
in the most shittiest possible way.
It's like, yeah. Yes.
I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's a real situation.
Yeah,
People. Yeah.
I would say that, yes, the height of the drug war. Fun nights of just staying up like, oh fuck, what if something happens to me?
Right. That was a very big thing at the time where we were so afraid to go out because next thing you know we were probably the next victims of this stupid war that we got.
Yeah. But yeah, they escape and like they're just trapped there forever. And some of the teammates also get nasty deaths, like that one girl that gets stabbed to death. You're like, Jesus Christ.
Dude, where she had like 5 different people on her back, just pretty much prison shanking her. I'm like, my God. And she doesn't die from that.
Yeah.
She tries to like limp away, but then some dudes on the motorcycle like Uzis her down. And I'm like, shit.
Yeah. And then that's when you discover that Sir De La Cruz, who was the part of the department who went for them, is still alive. And even though he's like, oh, my squad was murdered, they were all cut down there. Manigan's like, you must be the Judas that they're referring to, because you say your squads got cut down. Weren't you full of holes?
Right? Yeah, like Bravo team's down. Like they're not responding. So, and when Minigun's like, call for backup now, the guy pretty much goes, I already did.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a little sketchy.
Yeah, when before they're like, we can't call because there's someone's jamming the signal. So you're bullshitting. And then they find Tayban, who played dead, which adds to the suspicion. You're like, it's either you end up like him when your squad's got down, or you're bullshitting because there's no holes in you whatsoever.
Yeah, no wounds, nothing happened. No blood.
Yeah.
Or anything. I gotta say, yes, he is a piece of shit of a character. He's this lazy weasel guy, but I liked it, man.
Yeah.
Dude's fucking funny. Because now everybody's on to De La Cruz, and he's like, yeah, I might be a pusher, but you're a traitor. You're Judas.
Yeah. Also like the scene when Manigan takes 2 people out by herself in the dark. There's a flashlight and a handgun. The cinematography there is pretty excellent. You're like when you're looking outside and you just see rain and light, and you're like, God damn, the cinematography of this movie is excellent.
I gotta say the same thing. Like, yes, this is the ghetto part of the Philippines, but oddly enough, with the neon lights and everything, it does look aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah.
Like it's like saying the Blade Runner world's beautiful when there's mountains of trash all around the place. But
yeah,
it's kind of like that.
Though I would say some hits lack impact because of the sound. Like she would hit someone, and you're like, there's no sound coming from that.
I was about to say the exact same thing, because every time they would have a gunfight, it's either the sound of the gun shooting is delayed.
Yeah.
Compared to the flash of the muzzle.
Yeah.
Which kind of threw me off. And especially them punching some people. The choreography is great.
Yeah.
In some areas. But like, when choreography shined, it fucking shined. Especially with Ann Curtis. Brendan Vera, dude did an amazing job, but he's a UFC fighter. We get it.
Yeah.
But with Ann Curtis, when she starts flipping fools and kicking people in the nuts and doing the whole Kali shit,
Yeah.
you're just blown away with her dedication to her work. So I'm like, good on you, Ann Curtis.
Though another nitpick is that the fight scenes, some of them are too cutty for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially the greenhouse scene.
Yeah.
This little lady like scratches Vera in the face, and he like cuts her head off with his shears.
Yeah.
That was so. I'm gonna say it was a bad scene. It was a bad fight scene.
Yeah.
It was just very messy, rough around the edges.
Yeah, you're like, once you're scratching him, I'm like, I cannot tell what the fuck is happening.
I can't. Yeah, same here. I can't tell what the fuck's happening. The sound design's a little bit off as well, so it's delayed. So you don't know what the impacts.
Yeah.
So
I do like how he's like, you're so annoying, and just cuts her head off. Like,
I was like Philip Muller or some shit like that.
Yeah, and like before that, another teammate dies from Solomon's gang, and you see like a first-person perspective of him just being whacked over and over again. You're like,
yeah, which is the rookie, Gello.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad because the kid just, you can tell he's not ready for this shit, and then he gets mobbed by a couple of people who just attended a funeral.
He gets mobbed by people who, if fate had other plans, wouldn't have been there.
And I gotta say, within this, we are kind of skipping a lot of things that happen in this movie. If you want to know what we're talking about, please watch the movie.
Yeah.
Because a lot of this, we can't put it all in this one video. Because
Yeah.
they're pretty much the same exact thing. They're running through the alleyways and the maze of the fucking area where the drug lord pretty much stays in.
Yeah, that's like
It's a lot of that.
yeah, it's like what you said with the raid. Instead, this time it's not just one building; it's entire, well, not city, but like entire
Like a village.
Village, yeah. But
Like you seen that scene from Resident Evil 4. It's like that.
but I do like it when Vera and Curtis are by themselves and they have to take on.
The free for all.
Yeah,
I love that shit.
I like how
They
it
just start
devolves.
using umbrellas.
It devolves from like we don't want to hurt you to like and Curtis having like two bottles. Like I swear, I will
I
kill
will
all of
fucking
you.
cut you. I love that shit.
And you see the legs of Vera. They're just like tree trunks, and when he kicks them, they're just like.
Yeah, they're getting flown over. That is like a 6'5" dude or 6'2".
Yeah.
You just see him like wail on a dude, and it's just a funny scene.
Yeah.
Like this is a really good scene because it's messy, but at the same time you get what you're looking at.
Yeah.
And not like some other scenes before this. So good on this one.
And then it ends creatively too when he just electrocutes anyone. Not enough to kill them, but enough to knock them out. How convenient.
I think he killed them. That shit's dangerous.
He got electrocuted too.
Wait, it's Brandon Bear. The dude's a Hulk. The man's pretty much Filipino Kratos.
True.
But yeah, there were wires and all whatever the lights were connected to, and it was raining. So
Yeah.
there's a huge ass, like a little bit of a flood
Yeah.
within the alleyway, and they used that to electrocute the whole fucking area.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that they made the environment a character of itself.
Yeah.
You did a really good job at doing that.
Though when the child attacks Manigan, you're like, am I going to see Aunt Curtis snap a child's neck in front of me? But no, she lets her go. And you see like an old woman like, I'm about to pop this cop if she does something to her.
But she was like, she might be a good one because she kind of just like told her to go home.
Yeah.
Like there was fear in the kid's eyes. She didn't know what she was doing.
Yeah.
She was in a war that she didn't be in.
Yeah. She's not Ellie even though she has that hammer. Like, not everybody can be Ellie, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, from the old woman seeing that, she kind of has a bit more sympathy towards Ed Curtis's character.
Yeah, and then she reunites with the captain who's also injured and they're on the roof. And then he looks down and he sees like sleeping people. And then
Yeah, okay, look, again, if you watch this movie and you see how they do the camera work, going through the alleys and the rooftops of these houses, it's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And it's very pleasing to the eye to see. Just like it's really good. And them going like the camera tracking them going up the houses, like once they go up on the roof, just to avoid the crowds of maniacs at the bottom.
Yeah.
It's just I appreciate it. I appreciate everything that they've done in this movie.
Yeah. Captain looks again and he gets shot in the neck.
And that was so abrupt. Like, and what's even worse is that we do get a bit of backstory on the captain, like Bernie Luxon and his wife. They're both on the team.
Yeah.
And they're both team leaders. And they just get taken out.
Wasted. You're like, oh damn.
Yeah. And before the operation even started, they were telling their kid to go to sleep. And I was like, what the f-?
Right? Like, well...
That's bleak.
Yeah. Like, hopefully the kid has a Lola and Lola. Otherwise, I don't know what he'll do with his life.
Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna tell this kid.
And then they capture Judas, Sir Dela Cruz, because he runs, and then they bring him to another warehouse where Moneygun interrogates him, and like, I like how she's never caught off guard when he's trying to grab the gun. It's like, yeah, fuck.
Nah. But yeah,
and then she
right off the
pops him.
Yeah.
Like there's no time wasted.
Because he, like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, Brendan Vera's character is right. You are not the law, but at the same time, we say that, oh, we'll bring in this, we'll bring him in.
Yeah.
The traitor, the Judas, we finally found him. The guy will be out in the streets again, for sure, because somebody's going to pay somebody off. That's just corruption.
And since he's a senior official, a senior cop, like, he'll probably be let go.
Yeah, exactly. So it doesn't matter if they bring him in, he's going to get out anyway. So she just pops him and just like, hey, it's a casualty of war.
Yeah.
And I'm like, probably the smartest decision a character could make. Yes, morally wrong, but it's the smartest one. But then they get pinned down by Aoki again and Monok.
And the Tondo kids would like...
And the Tondo kids. Hey, at least they wear a helmet. Safety first, I appreciate it.
Yeah, and then Vera goes to split them off, and then Ann Curtis has to take care of what's his name? Monok? And his crew.
Oh, yeah, where they pretty much did that the 13 hours thing where they had this cart of like explosives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
then she just like she does get a little bit of PTSD.
Yeah.
While Teban like just books it.
Yeah.
Because I get it, she's freezing. Brandon Gardner's character tries to distract them as much as he could. Teban runs away. Manigan's pretty much left in that building. And she just goes up, guns a-blazing, just doesn't give a fuck, and just wastes people. Like, wastes some fools. Like,
yeah.
She doesn't even use the gun half the fight. She pops like 3 guys, and then throws the gun at him, and then goes hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah.
Where then her training in probably Kali shined here in the sea. And then she pretty much blows up the cart of explosives.
Yes. Yeah. And then she takes out Monok, and like I wish his death was more clean, because like you don't really see it happen. You just see his body, the aftermath of what happened. She does to him.
Slumps over. Yeah.
But like, I guess budget problems. That's fine.
It's okay. It's fine.
And then how Yakto takes out one of the Tondo kids while pulling a Bane, just getting the motorcycle and just dumping it on his chest.
Yeah. I love that shit. And dude, right? There's also another scene where Yako just takes in 3 slugs.
Yeah.
Like shotgun, like on the chest. I get it, it's a bulletproof vest, but he shouldn't be walking.
I will not die! And just charges him like he's fucking Batista. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he has that Lucky Charm thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bottle caps. It's such like fun scenes, such fun fight scenes, but it is nitty and gritty, and you see how each of their teammates just get taken out, and it's just hard to watch at some point. Like my mom was watching it with me the whole fucking time.
I like when Manigan's thinking on one of the Tondo kids, like there's no chance for the assassin because he's like, I'm just a hired gun who's literally hired off the street while she's a trained professional. And there's no contest there. She just easy overpowers him and stabs him. We're like, I like this.
And this is the point where vests are off. They're out of ammo. All they got is knives.
Yeah.
Again, it's just they're fighting tooth and nail. I'm being serious here. She bit a guy.
Yeah. And then they're surrounded by Chunky, who's then approached by Solomon, and the Solomon's like, we're tired of being caught in the crossfire. We're tired of your shit. And like the old woman just raises her gun, and I thought she shot him and Chunky in the head. I'm like, whoa! I guess the bad guy's done.
Woman just like capped a fool.
Yeah.
But I love how Vena's just like, or Yatka was pretty much like, oh, this is not our fight. Let's just keep going. But the dude's huge. And in the crowd of people, he's the one that sticks out the most.
Yeah.
So everybody's like, there he is.
Yeah. Tried to drown him, but he just overpowers them. Rick. This fucking guy is Filipino Bane, and I like it.
Yeah. And it is a sad scene because it's the last time we see this character, where he tells Minigun and Devan, like, hey, just run, just book it.
Yeah.
Forget about me, I'll hold him off as much as I can. And we get a solid fucking scene. A little bit weird,
Yeah.
I would say, because it's a cool one shot where he's punching people, cameras up above, and they're like waist deep water.
Yeah.
Kind of gross.
Surprised he didn't grab a rat by the end.
Same here. We do see a rat like dead by the side,
Like,
because of the carnage.
Jesus.
It's like this huge.
Like, Thunder Rats, built differently. Get it? I get it.
Yeah, they're pretty much the size of dogs. But yeah, he's just like pushing people aside, and then they just give up.
Yeah, they're like, you know what? We're not even paid for this shit.
Yeah, I ain't fighting a 6-foot monster.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, sure, there's some solid shots, but some of them he just pushes behind him. But it is an intense scene because you see these people like doing the slingshot shit where they stick like the barbecue sticks on the back. Yeah. That was nasty.
Yeah.
And in his like final breaths, he finally faces Chonky, but Chonky had a revolver to his face. It was like, fuck it.
And
yeah. You see her gunshot.
Yeah.
And Minigun like wakes up from being
we
knocked
didn't
out.
talk about her action scene where she's on the roof and she's trying to escape. It's a weird thing. Like, it's not Lorraine taking on like 5 KGB officers. It's her being like, I need to get the fuck out of here right now. She soccer kicks one of the people. Like, that guy has no teeth anymore.
It is like, yeah, she's like just pushing any unnecessary obstacle to the side.
Yeah.
Which is cool. But then we get that scene where before she falls off, she's in the middle of a bridge.
Yeah.
And she has to like take care of both sides.
Yeah.
I say that scene was a little too stiff for me.
Yeah, and like they're not going all at once. You're like, this is the Last Jedi shit all over again.
Yeah, but a little bit more sloppy.
Yeah.
Last Jedi, they hit it. Here it was a little bit off. But
yeah. Also, did you notice when she like gets a person in a door and she starts slamming it on them? There's no sound. You're like, that's weird. Not even a crunch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, budget.
But it looks solid. It
looks
solid. There's just no sound.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say that this is probably a weak one-shot moment, in my opinion. But then again, I cannot discredit Anne Curtis for her effort.
Yeah.
But yeah, she wakes up. She's pretty much on her last leg here, and she makes her way towards the funeral area where Teban is hiding in one of the coffins. Sadly, to one of my favorite characters in this movie, he gets killed.
Yeah, I do like the fact that it's like, you do know in this line of work, we don't get saved. And then Chunk is like, okay, bang.
Bang. Man's eaten man pretty much dies.
Yeah.
She takes care of, this is a fucking sick scene. Where she finally takes the fucking revolver from Chonky and kills like 5 other guys.
Yeah.
Including Chonky. I was like, okay. At least it's the last hurrah, and she's finally face to face to Biggie Chan.
Yeah.
And
And
he pretty much reveals everything that we all Filipinos know. Well, not all, sadly, but a lot of Filipinos know.
if you're across the pond, like he basically says, this whole illegal drug thing is like prohibition, where once you declare something illegal, suddenly the price of it goes up, and it becomes profitable for us not to go to jail. This is how the whole system works.
Exactly.
The big
Yes.
thing is, he reveals that Alvarez, Nanlaban Camino, is Judas, one of many
Yeah.
Judases.
That's such a. Yeah, it's so bleak. It's like it's not just one guy. It's the whole fucking system.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he does beat the shit out of her.
Yeah, when he puts on the brass knuckles, I'm like, am I about to see Ann Curtis have her face caved in?
We kind of did.
Yeah.
He pretty much decks her in the face. I was like, whoa.
Not enough to like crack the skull, but enough to cause serious damage. Like,
I feel like they should have like prosthetically broken her nose. Cause
Yeah.
fuck.
That's like a full on. Like, oh my god.
Yeah. But she does get an upper hand where he pushes her to like a mirror,
Yeah.
and she gets like a broken glass piece and cuts his leg open.
That's my one complaint.
But-
It takes his time to gloat. You're like, you idiot.
Yeah, I don't like
Yeah.
that in movies when the bad guy has his whole big monologue instead of just finishing the business. When this person might be dead in a few minutes, so what's the fucking point?
Like, you're not even sure if she's dead. Why not, just incapacitate her with a gunshot and then gloat? You're like, you're dying anyway. I might as well tell you the truth.
Yeah, or not at all.
Yeah.
Like, don't give them any information.
Yeah.
But yeah, before that, Alvarez calls Biggie Chan and it's like, hey, you kind of gave me a huge ass mess. You gotta pay me a bit more just to keep you alive or keep you out of jail.
Yeah.
And that's when Minigan's like, well, he's telling the truth, because she didn't believe him at first, but now there's the hard proof.
Yeah.
So
Confirmed.
she takes Biggie Chan in.
Slices his femoral artery. Like, how is he not dead by the time he gets to the outside?
I don't know either. Yeah, and she pretty much had an agreement with, what was his name again?
Solomon?
Solomon, where it's like, look, if you kill him, somebody else will just replace him. So what's the fucking point?
Yeah.
So Solomon just leads her out to the where they met up with Alvarez. Alvarez calls her a hero, but gets a phone call like, "Hey." They stick him back in like a police cruiser, and he gets a phone call where, "Oh, clean up the mess, clean up all loose ends." He pretty much General Shepherds this.
Yeah.
But Minigan was like, was onto him.
Yeah.
And immediately shot everybody in the car, which was fucking sexy.
Yeah.
And then shoots himself in the leg just to make it look like Biggie Chan fought back.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh.
That statement though, like, what happened? Suspect fought back, like, okay.
Again, very bleak ending.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
where-
brave commentary too, like, for 2018? Wow.
Yeah, and the control of media, where when we're hearing the news of what happened in that area,
Yeah.
they're like, oh, 13 people and 5 police officers were killed.
Yeah, it's like
When
if
yeah,
yeah, you're about to say when they see the area, you're like, what's your definition of success and 13 casualties?
right? Like, it's not 13 casualties.
Yeah.
It was a mountain amount of dead people
Yeah.
among their wake. And I was like, fuck.
It's like if in Man of Steel, the media was like, the military's plan to stop the Kryptonians was success. Look at the 13 casualties and our a shining hero. You like see people on the ground, still floating in the air, and you see Superman being like, like, that's success.
Yeah, and it is the bleak reality of this country where they do die down a situation when it's actually pretty fucking horrible.
Yeah.
And
Commentary of how ineffective and inefficient the drug war was.
And
And how
how stupid it was.
Yeah, it's the same situation for all countries who were like, we will eliminate drugs without realizing the situation.
Yeah, but if we eliminate drugs, we eliminate money, which means we don't get paid if there is no drugs.
Yeah, it's like
It's
this.
just a horrible cycle.
It's just bleak as the first Sicario movie, where like I don't think there'll ever be an end to this cycle.
Yeah. But with all that bleakness aside, what would you rate this movie?
I would rate this a 7. I really do like Anne Curtis's performance. She is the shining star. And like her turning into an action star is like saying Colin Firth become an action star. When you're like, all I know you from is Pride and Prejudice. Now to see you kick ass, you're like, what the fuck? And to see Anne Curtis become this femme fatale, you're like, I like this a lot.
I don't think she counts as a femme fatale here. She was like, I don't know. Is it bad to say that?
That's what they said. That's what they said in the promotion.
Femme fatale.
Hey, look, even sometimes Catwoman has her bad days, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good point.
Action could be a bit better. It could be a pace a bit better. Aside from Negan, you don't really get a lot of character work. Like Yakto, I know very little of. So, same with the captain and his wife, and the rest are like, oh look, you're Officer Cannon and father. Oh well.
The fact that majority of the people there were couples. I was like, that's just horrible.
But yeah, those need work, and if they ever do a sequel, maybe they can work on that. But for the tone, the Manigan, and I would say 70% of the action I do like. The rest, with the action, I wish it was more clean, but that's about it.
Yeah. Will I say that this is the best action movie I've seen? No. It's not even in the top 5. But is it the right step to right direction to better cinema in the Philippines? Yes. We have a lot of shit, a lot of fucking good films here in this country. It's just that they're not getting as much light compared to fucking telenovelas and shitty rom-com. But to each their own. Whatever that you want to watch, just watch what you want to watch. But yeah, is this the best? No. Is it the right? Is it the step in the right direction? Very much so. And I want to see more films like this.
Yeah,
I really do. And yeah, they could fix the sound effects and a little bit of the action. Just give them a bit more time. And I would love to see Anne Curtis in more action films.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm on the same boat here. 7 out of 10.
Here's a fun question. What local actresses would you like to see in a gritty movie like this?
Local actress?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go basic bitch here. What was her name again? The very pretty one that lives right near here. That studied in your school.
Liza Soprano?
Yeah. But she's got. I think Liza Soprano's gonna be in like. Oh wait, no, that's Andrea Belantes. She's like gonna be in like a Western Netflix show. Yeah.
I would like to see Man of Steel as take on Darna. I don't know. Yeah.
Hey man, the Voltron Filipino shows actually looks sick. So
yeah, I just don't remember who the current Darna actress is. Is it Liza? No. Let me just look it up.
No, it's a different person.
Jane De Leon. If they can make it like Man of Steel or Wonder Woman 2017, I would definitely watch that.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, did you guys enjoy the movie? Did you not? Let us know. Leave it down in the comments below. And if you want to see more of us, please leave a like, subscribe, and ding the bell icon to be notified of any future uploads. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/geeksanddegenerates. Also, we have a Spotify and a TikTok under the same name. And you can find me individually at JohnGOM_ on Instagram. It is my art account. How about you, man? Where can I find you individually?
Individually, you can find me at Twitter, Gandalfos995, and since I switched my IG to private, that's where you can mostly find me on Twitter. And please comment below what other Filipino films we should cover. Because, like, it's nice to talk about Western movies, but I would love to give our cinema the spotlight it deserves. The good ones, at least.
Same here. I'm actually I have a list of a couple of Filipino films I really want to do a review on. So hey, if you want to see that, stick around.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all the time we got, and we'll see you guys next time. Ciao.
Bye.